Good morning, Redskins sports fans. This is John Cannon coming to you live from the Donna High School Athletic Office. I'm here with head football coach Ramiro Leal. We are doing our final game preview as the Donna High Redskins have a huge task at hand traveling to Brownsville to take on the Veterans Memorial Chargers. Coach, before we get into the game, man, it just seems like yesterday we were doing this football preview.
Yeah.
How has the season flown by faster than you thought it would?
Yeah, that's what he said. Final, I kind of make a face because it's flown by super fast. I don't know, just for some reason this year just seems like it went by extremely fast. I can't believe it's the last game. Be honest with talking to coaches, it's just really fast this year. I do not know why what went so fast this year. Usually by this time you can start feeling it, but honestly, no. I mean, we're at least at my end, I still think that it's just like it seemed like game 6 to be honest with you. But we're in the last game.
Man, we were talking about right now before we started this video, this last game against Pace, man. It was, the kids knew what was at stake. Everybody knew what was at stake. And I tell you, it was a playoff game in itself if you think about it. Both teams left it out there. They fought hard. But, in the end, somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. And we talked about those costly mistakes, those fumbles that hurt.
Yeah, it's no secret. I mean, I told the kids, you left everything out on the field. That's all we can ask her. If you wake up in the morning, you can see yourself and say, I gave it all I had. That's it. That's all we can do. Mistakes are going to happen, and kids don't go out there trying to fumble the ball. I know none of our kids try to go fumble or try to make a mistake or try to, but that's part of the game. They work on their aspect. We work on our aspect, and fumbles are part of the things that happen between. And it was a crucial fumble. We just really couldn't take it at that point in time. I think if we don't fumble, we run the ball out. We win the game.
Going to this last game of the season, I know it kind of seemed like there's nothing to play for. But if you win the game, you go 500. You go 5-5. So it's a daunting task. It's a big task. But what have you been telling the kids to prepare for this challenge?
I think the biggest thing I tell them, look, there's still one more game left. Maybe you're not going to make the playoffs, but what better atmosphere do you have to go play the district champs? Because they're already district champs. They're either be co, they're going to be outright, regardless of whatever happens. To go play them, and if you can get a victory with them, say, hey, you're the only team in the whole district to beat the district champs. And I think that's the mindset we have going over there. This will be our playoff type game. I think that the biggest thing we have to do is just tell them, look, the game's over. The Pace game's over. Whatever's happened has happened. We got to turn the page. You just got to go play. So we're playing like a college type scenario, 2:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Should be a good setting, and hope we go out there and make it a good game.
It's no secret that their offense revolves around Gustavo. The kid is incredible, man. He's probably the tallest quarterback with the exception of Lefevre in the Valley, and he can tear you up with his legs, tear you up with his arms. So
he's an exceptional athlete.
Your team is in for a big challenge.
And we know we played him before, and he's an incredible kid, incredible athlete. And when you have those type of athletes, you just let them, basically, they don't really can stop them. You just try to control them as much as possible. Don't give up the big play, and that's where you take it into the game. Just don't give up the big play. Because he can hurt you. He's an explosive guy. He makes things happen for the offense. We all know it. The whole Valley knows it, and we just try to slow him down a little bit and just keep us in the game.
Is your game plan pretty much the same? Try to keep him off the field as much as y'all can, and keep your offense on the field as much as you can.
Well, that's always been the game plan. Offensively, we're a ball control type offense. We try to keep our defense, on the sideline. We try to control the clock. We try to, manage it in a situation where we can always be close to the very end, whether we're winning or losing. And the scenario comes into play, we're always in the game. A lot of times in spread type offenses, you go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The clock don't tick, and if they're clicking, now you end up where you create a bigger deficit in points, and that's what we don't try to do. The same thing with pace. I said whoever has the ball at the very end is probably going to win. So when we had the ball at the very end, we'd stop on the 4th down. This is our chance. We just run the ball, move up the clock out, and we'll be okay. And that's what we wanted. And that would be the scenario. We try to see if we can move the ball on them, hopefully. But you have a stellar defense. I know Coach Evan does a great job over the defense, and we're just going to try to find some holes here or there and try to move the chains a little bit and try to use some of that clock and try to get Gustavo not be on the field as much.
There you go. Coach, last question. Looking at the season in general, it's been injury bug is the 2 words we can definitely use. I mean, you go from losing EJ in game 1, your leading rusher, to you lose your number 1 quarterback, your number 2 quarterback. You only had 1 returning guy on offense, which was Hector. He goes down. You bring in a number 3 quarterback. You have to rely on your defense. You got to rely on the but still, even then, just the fact that these kids, they could have caved it in.
Yeah.
They could have, but to be in the playoff hunt all the way up to week 9, and not to mention you got a chance to play 500 ball. I know it ain't the season you want, but when you look at it as a whole, you got to be really proud of the way these kids have played, and not to mention building for next year.
Well, yeah, I think that's the biggest key. I knew we were going to be going through a learning curve. Us coaches do that, and I think we'd spend extra time, trying to have a lot of patience as far as it's going to take a little bit of time, and that's the biggest thing sometimes is, the patience. I think, we're playing our best football right now, and of course, EJ is a big integral part of that. As soon as he's come back, he's close to 500 yards rushing in 3 games. The offense has evolved. And we knew that we could keep him healthy, we'd be that type of offense. Even though we were young on the line, it would take time, but EJ made certain things happen to compensate for the lack of experience in some of those guys. But with him getting hurt and Hector getting hurt, it just, it made it a little bit tougher. But, it's part of football. Injuries happen, You got kids, people that get hurt in the pros and college and in high school football, and it's part of it. It's how you overcome those obstacles, and that's been the biggest thing. We struggled a little bit without them, but, we finally have them back, and things didn't happen the way we were supposed to do, but I think it's, we have a bright future coming up with all the young kids coming up next year.
There you go, Coach. Well, Saturday, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Can you smell that upset?
I'd just say we're going to go give them a ball game. Let's go do that.
There you go.
Okay?
Coach, thank you so much. It's been a great year, man. Again, thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with you.
Yes, y'all did a great job.
We look forward to the future. The future looks bright. We've got one more game to go. Let's go focus on veterans.
Sounds good. Take care.
Coach.